Hey guys, Lieutenant Curious here today. I am here with the largest MOC that I've made so far. This is the Lego Star Wars MOC that I have built on the planet of Mawan. Now let's get right into it. Alright, so as I said, this is the largest MOC I have ever created. It is on two gray base plates, a 48 by 96 MOC, and as you can see, there is a river that winds its way around. There is a beach on this side and rocks on the other side, and a bridge that goes right through the center of the MOC. And you can see, and I will definitely go into what this planet's terrain is. It includes a lot of fungi, vegetation, all sorts of plants, trees in this terrain. Alright, so first I will show you guys the beach and the river. Alright, so first off, I would like to say I hope you guys enjoyed the slideshow at the beginning of this video. I put a lot of effort into it. And of course I put a lot of effort into this MOC. I think it is by far my best MOC, definitely because of its size. It is my largest MOC by twice the size, which I feel greatly accomplished by. Alright, so you guys can see the beach is mainly a dark tan and kind of comes up all the way through here, and has patches of regular tan, which is kind of the dry sand, and a few patches of olive green, kind of that seaweed. And you can see the river is pretty simple. It's just some trans blue, trans light blue, and clear studs. Clear studs are mainly washing up on the river right along here. And you can see on this side there are rocks going all the way down instead of another beach. I decided to do that just to kind of change it up a little bit. I didn't want to have two beaches, so I decided to have one rocky side and one beach side. And I really liked what I did with this right here, which is I basically had these grassy patches overgrowth onto the sand, if that's a good term for it. And now I will get into the terrain, this epic fungal rainforest terrain. Okay, so as you can see, there are quite a few different plants as I showed in the slideshow. This right here is some stacked studs and cylindrical pieces, some light trans blue and some trans orange. And I have a few different types of this plant. These are just 3 of these stems spurting off. It is the same plant. And I also have one right back here with trans yellow and trans orange. And I also have one right over here with, sorry for the bad lighting there guys, with trans red and trans green. And I believe I have one other somewhere else on the MOC. I will show you guys in a little bit. And you can see some giant mushrooms. This one right here is kind of short. It has a dark orange top. As you guys probably have heard in previous videos, dark orange is my favorite color in Lego right now, so I definitely used it. And you can see this other mushroom right here. And throughout this terrain, throughout all of this terrain, I used patches of studs like this lime green here, and this trans red, and this pink, trans green, trans lime green, I think, more lime green over there, to kind of emphasize the fungal part, that it's not all of these giant plants, it's also small plants on the ground, and more of these studs. So as you can see, I also used patches of just plates. So you can see right there by this big plant, there is a lavender patch. Over here, my favorite color, dark orange. There is this baby blue color, I think that's what it is, and dark red. And you can also see some patches of leaves. There's some bright green leaves right there. So you guys can also see some more leaves right over here, and a bunch of stacks of these bamboo leaves. Some of them are taller than others. This one has 2, this one has like 5 or 6, and they're all along here. This side by the beach is actually the less dense side. The side by the rocks over there and that big tree is actually more dense, especially with the bamboo stacks. I really like using these bamboo stacks because it shows the density of the vegetation, and I think it really turned out nice. Alright, so now I will get into that side of the vegetation, and it'll be a little more brief description. Alright, so this terrain is a tad bit different. It is a little bit more dense, and you can see the stem grass brushes up right against the rocks there. I really like how I did that. And of course, you can see this droid on the stap coming in to reinforce the droids that are defending the bridge, which I will go into in a little bit. You can see some more droids coming in to reinforce. Like there's a super battle droid right there. And like I said, on the other side, there are patches on the ground of studs and plates. There's some purple right there, dark orange plates right there, blue studs, pink studs back there, lavender plates all over. There are a bunch of different types of plants. There's this one big mushroom here that is actually using these clear cylindrical pieces 2x2 with this, I don't know what this exactly is. It's some kind of antenna thing, but I used it for the top of the mushroom. Wanted to have a little different mushroom than these normal ones with this big brown top. Alright, so you can see right over here there is a big tree. It's basically a regular tree with just a little dark red leaf on top, and then just some dark green and regular green leaves mixed in. Alright, now I will get into this other terrain, and once again it will be quite brief on the other side of the bridge. Alright, so now you guys are looking at this side of the bridge. I first showed you guys that. Now I'm showing you this side of the bridge. I will get into the crash and the bridge last. Alright, so right here we have this part of the beach that comes out, and you can see a bunch of the same terrain with this tan, dark tan, and olive green. And you can see there are a couple droids coming in here, and one droid was actually shot and is just laying destroyed there. And there is a 501st clone that was running in here and got shot and fell into the river, so he's just laying there dead. And there are 2 clones reinforcing in here below the bridge on this side, and one of them is a 212th, the other is 501st, and I haven't explained it yet, but there are 2 legions, battalions in this battle of clones, so they can be a little stronger and so they can attack from different points. And at this point of like on the planet, they have kind of met up and are trying to take this bridge because it's very important for the rest of the battle. So that's why there are 2 different legions, battalions, 501st and 212th. So as you can see here, there is another one of these trees, same type of tree. You can see all of this vegetation on the bottom, and there is this plant that I only have one of right here, which has, I don't know what these pieces are called, but there's some kind of cylindrical piece, and I have a translucent red stud on top. You can see some more of these leaves in here, some more plates, some lime green, a patch of weeds right here. And then of course the 501st Trooper. Sorry for the bad lighting there. And then you can see another giant mushroom. And then some of these stacked studs that you can see over here. I didn't really go into them. There's some of the purple ones with white studs. Here there are some lime green with tan studs. And now we'll get into what is going on behind the gunship. Alright, so as you guys can see, the gunship crashed right through here. You can see this brown with dark brown and black terrain and some rocks that just kind of dug up the terrain. And there's that nice detail and some fire that's just burning up from all of the oil and gasoline spilling out of the gunship. And you can see there's an airborne trooper trying to help this guy, this clone trooper that has fallen out of this part of the gunship. And this guy is actually split in two and has some blood spilling in this area. And now I will get into this terrain over here quite briefly, and then I will get into the gunship. Alright, so as you guys can see, the gunship has landed on its side, and the top of the gunship is actually right here, so the cockpits, and this is one of the big engine part things on the top that has fallen off and is in two parts right here. And you can see a bunch more of the vegetation all along here that you've seen already. And there are some more patches of plates and studs. Like I said, this will be quite brief. And then of course the stacked bamboo to give it that dense effect. And on this side of the gunship we have three 212th troopers. Two of them are airborne, and one of them is 212th, and they are on this side trying to aid Lieutenant Curious, as you can see up here, and some clones that are up on top of the gunship. They are trying to help them take the bridge on this side and get through onto this side to advance. So yeah, now we shall get into the crash site. Alright, so as you guys can see, there are many clones all along the top of the gunship because they kind of used it as kind of a elevated place so they can get onto the bridge and attack it from above. And you can see there is a downed airborne trooper, there's a 212th trooper jumping off, there is a 501st trooper shooting at this droid arming this giant turret that has a bunch of crates surrounding it. There are two clones here. This 212th is helping the 212th airborne who got trapped inside. And then of course Lieutenant Curious and Lieutenant Curious's Jedi General, who is currently in the process of cutting a super battle droid in half. And you can see right over here there are a lot of parts of droids because they have been shot. So they could actually advance over this part of the bridge. And over here there is a droideka and two droids. One of them is arming the turret, like I said. And so they have a little bit more security on this side of the bridge. They're kind of still holding this quite well because there aren't as many troops advancing on this side. Alright, so with the bridge, you can see these two pillars. I'll show you this one. They're quite thick. They're just using a lot of slope pieces, and it is 8 bricks high, which is pretty tall for this low bridge. And what this bridge is actually meant for is to connect basically highways like we have on Earth, but a little differently. This is kind of a highway to connect the cities so they can have speeders go along this bridge. But right now during the Battle of Mawan, the Separatists are controlling the bridges, as it basically is quite important to hold these bridges because they can hold them and put like turrets on them, and they have a lot of advantages if they have the bridge. So you can see a lot of detail all along the bridge as it is quite worn out, and it has these railings along the sides. A couple of them are gone and like torn up, and I really liked what I did here, that it's all like shooting up all the debris because the gunship is hitting it, and it's just kind of just sitting there with all the wires and steel just kind of sitting there upward since the gunship hit it from the underside of the bridge and is shooting it up. Alright guys, now we'll get to letting you guys go. Alright, so that's about it for my largest MOC yet on the planet of Mawan. Now be sure to leave a like on the video to help me out, and also be sure to subscribe for some more awesome LEGO Star Wars content like this MOC. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I will see you next time.